Have you ever wondered what really makes Thanos? Thanos? No, seriously, forget the Gauntlet for a second. What's under that purple skin? How does a guy manage to go toe-to-toe with Hulk in a fistfight, outsmart Tony Stark, and have tougher skin than Thor? We're going to dissect the Mad Titan, literally. We'll dive into the biology, physics, and everything else that makes this guy the biggest threat the universe has ever seen, and the truth is way more sinister than you can imagine. Stick with me as we break down the anatomy of a god or a demon. What's up, guys? Today we're keeping it real, and the power level is definitely over 9,000, no doubt. We're doing something I've always wanted to do, a complete autopsy on the greatest villain Marvel ever created, the Mad Titan, Thanos. But we're not just saying, oh, he's freaking strong. No, we're going deep into the biology, physics, and science, or pseudoscience. We're talking about comics, right? To understand what the hell is happening inside that purple body that makes him so ridiculously powerful. How do his organs work? What's his skin made of? And this immortality everyone talks about, is it really legit? Grab your drink. Take a seat, because we're diving headfirst into the anatomy of one of the most badass and complex characters in comics. And in my opinion, one of the most misunderstood too. We see the guy with the gauntlet and think that's all there is, but the truth is that his power begins in his very essence, in his cosmic DNA, a genetic anomaly that transformed him into a monster and, at the same time, an almost perfect being. It's a journey through the physiology of a god of destruction, and I promise it's going to be one hell of a trip. Let's start with the basics, with the cosmic birth certificate of our beloved genocidal maniac. Thanos is an Eternal, born on Titan, one of Saturn's moons. But here's the first plot twist of his life, and what defines everything he would become. He was born with Deviant Syndrome, a genetic condition that gave him this different appearance, with purple skin, a massive body, and a chin that looks like a barcode. This is much more than just aesthetics. It's the key to understanding his biology. The Eternals, created by the Celestials, are beings with complete control over their own molecules, which already gives them insane longevity and cosmic powers. Now, imagine that mixed with deviant genetics, known for their unstable mutations and raw power. The result is Thanos. It's as if nature, or rather, the Celestials, had made a genetic remix, and the result was one hell of a superpowered monster. His skin, for example, isn't just purple for style, it has an absurd molecular density, almost impenetrable. We're talking about a dermal structure capable of withstanding temperature extremes, from the freezing vacuum of space to the heat of a star, and handling energy blasts that would disintegrate an ordinary human. And inside? Forget human biology. Thanos' organs are optimized to process cosmic energy. His heart doesn't just pump blood, it pumps a mixture of biological fluids and pure energy, extracted from the environment itself. That's why he can fight for days without getting tired. His respiratory system can filter any type of atmosphere and even extract oxygen from particles in vacuum for a limited time. It's a biological machine for survival and combat, an organism that evolved, or rather, was glitched to be the alpha predator of the universe. And that's just the foundation. We haven't even started talking about the upgrades he gave himself. Seriously, it's mind-blowing to think all this came from a disease. Now let's get to the part everyone likes, the fighting. How strong is Thanos? Saying he has super strength is the understatement of the century. In the comics, his base strength, without any amps, without the gauntlet, is already classified as class 100+, which in Marvel, speak means he can lift well over 100 tons. But that's peanuts for him. We're talking about a guy who has traded punches on equal terms with Thor, with Mjolnir and all, with Hulk in his most savage phase, and even with Tyrant, a herald of Galactus. In one of his most badass demonstrations, he simply destroyed an entire planet as a side effect of a fight. Try to imagine the strength needed for that. It's not just brute force, it's the ability to project that force in a devastating way. And where does all that strength come from? Remember we said he processes cosmic energy? Well, his muscles work like biological batteries. The more cosmic energy he absorbs, the denser and more powerful his muscle fibers become. It's a constant feedback loop. He fights, absorbs energy from the environment and from the hits he takes, and gets even stronger. That's why long fights are a terrible idea against him. And speed? He's not Quicksilver, but his reflexes and combat speed are so enhanced that he can fight against multiple super-fast opponents at the same time, like the Silver Surfer, and anticipate their movements. We're talking about reactions approaching the speed of light in combat. The guy has withstood energy blasts from Odin, the All-Father of Asgard, and walked away. He's taken a sonic scream from Black Bolt at point-blank range, capable of pulverizing mountains, and the most it did was tear his uniform. That's insane. This resistance comes from the combination of his ultra-dense skin with an accelerated healing factor and, mainly, with the ability to use cosmic energy to create psionic shields and reinforce the integrity of his own body at the molecular level. He doesn't just tank damage, he actively nullifies it with pure willpower and cosmic power. But this is where we enter even crazier territory. Thanos' brute force is just the tip of the iceberg. The real danger, what makes him a cosmic-level threat, is his mastery over energy. He doesn't just absorb it, he manipulates, projects, and shapes cosmic energy as if it were clay. And this opens up a range of abilities that is simply absurd. He can fire concussive energy blasts from his eyes and hands, powerful enough to stagger even Galactus. He can create nearly impenetrable energy shields, as we've seen, and even use this energy for more complex purposes, such as telekinesis on a massive scale, being able to move asteroids with his mind. And we have to talk about his immortality. Thanos was cursed by death herself. Yes, the cosmic entity, with whom he has a, let's say, complicated relationship, to never be able to die. He can't die from old age, disease, and even if his body is completely destroyed, his consciousness remains and he eventually regenerates. He's been disintegrated and came back. This makes him functionally immortal. Now, let's try to understand the science behind this. His manipulation of cosmic energy is so refined that he can, consciously or not, maintain the cohesion of his own atomic structure. Even if the atoms are dispersed, the energy matrix of his being remains, and he can use energy from the environment to reconstruct his body, molecule by molecule. It's like having a backup in the cosmic cloud. Additionally, he has high-level psionic powers. He's a powerful telepath, capable of invading the most protected minds in the universe, and is practically immune to mental attacks. In my opinion, this combination of raw physical power, almost unlimited energy manipulation, and a mind that is an impregnable fortress is what makes him so ridiculously badass and frightening. He has no obvious weakness. You can't simply beat him with strength, you can't overcome him with firepower, and you can't defeat him mentally. He's the complete package of destruction. Finally, you can't talk about Thanos without talking about his intellect, and honestly, I think this is his most dangerous weapon, even more than his strength or cosmic powers. Thanos possesses super genius level intelligence that rivals, and in many ways surpasses, that of geniuses like Reed Richards and Dr. Doom. He is an unparalleled strategist and tactician, always thinking dozens of steps ahead of his enemies. The Infinity Gauntlet saga wasn't just about collecting the gems. It was a military and strategic campaign of mind-boggling complexity, where he manipulated heroes, villains, and even cosmic entities like pieces on his chessboard. He's not just a brute, he's a brilliant scientist. He has advanced knowledge in virtually every field of known science, from genetics and cybernetics to quantum physics and mysticism. He created the Sanctuary, his flying base of operations, and countless other technological devices. He's also a master of hand-to-hand combat, having trained Gamora, the most dangerous woman in the galaxy. He combines his strength and powers with refined fighting skills, making him an unpredictable and lethal adversary at any distance. His extraordinary feats are the final proof of his power, defeating the Avengers, the Nova Corps, the Guardians of the Galaxy, facing off against Odin, challenging Galactus. The list is almost infinite. He has subdued the Silver Surfer, one of the most powerful beings in the universe, with relative ease. He has faced eternity, the manifestation of the universe itself, and emerged victorious. That's the level of power we're discussing. It's not just about physical strength or energy, but about the intelligent and relentless application of all these attributes. Thanos represents the pinnacle of what a being can achieve through the combination of genetic anomaly, scientific enhancement, and an unbreakable iron will. He is living proof that, in the Marvel universe, true power doesn't just lie in how hard you can punch, but in how deeply you understand the very fabric of reality and have the audacity to try to rewrite it. So, after dissecting all the biology and absurd powers of this mad titan, a question hangs in the air, a question that, for me, defines the entire character. With all this power, this intelligence, this immortality, what really motivates Thanos? Is it really just a sick love for death? Or a nihilistic desire for balance? Or is there something deeper in his psyche, a tragic flaw in his being that prevents him from achieving the peace he claims to seek, even with the power of a god in his hands? What's your opinion? Leave it in the comments, let's discuss this.